Shalom. First thing and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a lesson through the Spirit, going into discipleship tested. One thing about coming into this truth, this faith, this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding. It's things you have to sacrifice certain things, whether it be jobs or particular fortunes or particular opportunities, women, children, family. These things come with the cost of the ministry, man. Okay, because you have to understand that we're here for the greater good. Okay, like we always say that we believe in quality over quantity. So as you come in this truth and you progress and you go through things and you grow, you're going to find yourself in situations that you might not want to be in, unfavorable situations, and ultimate thing is you want to learn to work through these situations and take the most effective way possible on learning from the lesson. Because a lot of times if you're in a situation and you continue to go through it, is because it's probably something you're not taking heed of or from. Okay, so each and every last one of us, we have a story. Okay, we have a situation, we have a telltale story, whether this didn't work out or that worked out. We all have those situations, but coming to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Because, hey, you're going to have things that's against you more often than not, and then you're going to have things that seems to be in your favor when it's relating to the ministry. But when you're not putting your effort into the ministry and you're not putting your best foot forward, then oftentimes you will realize that things in your life will begin to fail. Okay, things will start to go left because things that you want to sustain oftentimes go left because it's not revolving around the truth. This is why a lot of times, in the truth, a lot of times brothers, man, they go single, they don't have children, or they do have children. They have some type of plan set up with the other parent, or, sometimes they just ghost, just depending on the circumstances, But overall, a lot of times brothers say the best thing to be in this truth is single-minded, because that way you can focus more on the task at hand versus being distracted by the worldly pleasures, like vacationing and all this other stuff, having to buy a bigger house because you got a family. I mean, that's cool and dandy, but overall, the Lord don't give a damn about that. Okay, the Most High wants you to serve him, and he wants you to put your best foot forward. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to come back to this Luke 14. Find this. Seek the kingdom and his righteousness. Because a lot of times us as men, we like to take on more than what's required. You're a prophet, a teacher, a leader, then you got family, then you got a job, you got bills. It's a lot to take on. And to balance everything on one shoulder, oftentimes could be a detriment to your health. This is why we always try to counsel brothers and let them know, like, look, man, the burden ain't yours to carry alone. But oftentimes, a lot of the burdens that we carry as men, a lot of times we put extra things on our plate that's not needed. You got to eat the steak and the potatoes and the peas first before you can put another setting of chicken on there, because chicken is a heavy portion along with the steak. So, boil your plate down a little bit, then take on things as they come, but not everything. Everything doesn't require your definite attention. Okay. And as we grow, we learn these things. But anyway, this is the book of Luke 12. And I'm going to start at verses. Damn. This whole chapter is really good, but I want to get to the point. Oh, fuck me, man. Hold on. I hate when I lose my spot. Oh, there we go. So let's start at verses. Let's start at verses 22. Okay, because this truth is about sacrifice, man. Some things we have to give up that we don't want, and oftentimes it comes with it comes with an emotional sentiment behind it. Because it's like, damn, I didn't want to do that. But a lot of times, if you're not taking heed to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he forces you out of situations, man. Like if it's a job, that you've been working and, you really don't want to quit the job because you need it or you may like working there. But if it's not good for you, you're going to start to find things are not going in your favor. And also you have to be in the spirit to know when to plan a situation or attack that situation in this situation. Take counsel. Get counsel, take heed, and then overall pray on things, pray on it ultimately, But anyway, this is the book of Luke 12, and I'm going to start at let's start at verses 22. And it says, and he said unto his disciples, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye should eat, neither for the body, what ye should put on. It says the life is more than meat and the body is more than raiment, okay? Because it's bigger than life than just eating and drinking. Like, see, one thing about the average peon in America is the fact that they are infested with dainties, okay? This has become a normal way of life, normalcy, so to speak. Eating, drinking, and clubbing and bar hopping and doing all the stuff that's appeasing to the flesh. But life is more to it than that, man. Okay, you should look at food, even though food is very enjoyable, but food is basically to give you fuel to pretty much fuel your day, So your body, your energy is like putting gas in a vehicle. That's why they say fuel your day. All right. But anyway, it says, consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and Yahweh feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls, right? So if you engage in this truth, this understanding, the Most High will put you in situations that things can work out. And sometimes he puts us in temporal situations, for that particular season. Like a lot of times if you meet people come in your life for a season, and after they're done for whatever purpose they've served, then they're not around no more. Like the scriptures say, everything have its own season and time. But it says, and which of you with taking thought can add to a statue 1 cubit? So you can't worry about certain shit. But it says, if you be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? So consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. But if Yahweh so clothe the grass, which is today in the field and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more would he clothe you a little faith? Because at the end of the day, it's about faith, man. Okay, a lot of times we make decisions because it's faithless based decisions. We may think it's spiritual, but sometimes we make things because we get hasty. And then oftentimes you have to sacrifice more than you're willing to give up. Then the truth could become a burden or a stumbling block to you. You don't want that. All right. And hey, we all go through it. We all have to make decisions that's not most favorable into our situations. But at the end of the day, what's going to help you in the long run? What's going to be the longevity of that situation or that decision? But it says, and seek not what ye should eat or what ye should drink, neither be ye of a doubtful mind. So we always speak about in Jacob's trouble how we're going to get fed. We don't worry about how we're going to get fed. We just know that there's going to be food. All right. It might not be the particular food you used to eat. It may not be that deep dish spinach and turkey pepper, that turkey sausage deep dish pizza from Giordano's. But nonetheless, the Most High is going to sustain us, And it says, for all these things do the nations of which the world seek after, and your Father knoweth that ye have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh, and all these things should be added unto you, man. Okay, so hey, you put the kingdom, the truth first and foremost, then doors start to open up, man. Okay, don't add too much. Don't add too much. Don't add too little. Okay, like a scripture say, don't forsake yourself in your counsel. So overall, man, taking heed, paying attention, assessing the situation. Would this be a probable situation for me to engage in, or am I have to lose or sacrifice this in order to get the greater good? But it says, fear not, you little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Okay, so that's the point. We gonna get the kingdom, but you have to focus on the task at hand. Because 35, be in readiness, as it says, let your loins be girded about and your lights burning, and yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord when he will return from the wedding. And when he cometh and knocketh, they may open up unto him immediately. Okay, but blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. And you can't watch if you're distracted by all these things around you. You may have kids, you may have wives, you may have situations, you may have a house note. All these things are included. But at the same time, man, you have to start knocking down what's less important. If it's not benefiting you, then you have to get rid of it, man. It tells us that in the book of Matthew, that if something offends you, pluck it off. You know, a lot of times Jake weather the storm, man. Nah, bro. Hey, if you can't weather that storm no more, then hey, it's best to get a new umbrella. But it reads, go down here a little bit. Yep, I made the point on that. Yep, so be in readiness, man. Being on point, being sober, being temperate, you know, and just stand in the spirit, you know. And as time progresses, you're going to find yourself in more favorable predicaments with Yahweh Shem Shai. But this truth, this comes with sacrifice. It comes with heartache, turmoil. It comes with headaches, aggravation, frustration. It comes with all these things. It's part of bearing your cross, you know. But when something is not benefiting you anymore, then get rid of it. Simple. All right, Luke 14:25, it says discipleship tested. And it reads, it says, and there went great multitudes with him, and he turned to said it to them, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life, he cannot be my disciple. And this is a big one that a lot of brothers struggle with in this thing, okay? Because a lot of brothers some brothers are highly connected to the family unit, which is okay if you have a family support system, you know, but you can't allow that to get in the way of decision makers when it comes to this body, because there's going to come a time that the Lord can use those situations to get you out of here if you're not grounded enough. Because what about when they establish the MOTB? Your family's influence is that strong on you to the point they say, well, you got to feed your kids. You need to take the chip. Are you going to listen to them, or are you going to have faith in Yahweh Shem Shai? You may have to go a day or two without. You know, your kid may be in there crying and bucking up, but hey, are you going to trust the Lord, or are you going to give in into the temptation, man? Okay, and this is very important. This is why, hey, brothers have to count the cost, man. When you have a lot of extra baggage that's weighing on you outside of this truth, then it will start to affect the way you move in the truth, man. And you're not going to be able to pass them tests when time comes, you know? So we got to be mindful. But it says, and whosoever do not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So, hey, you got to forsake and you have to bear your cross. You got to go through the bullshit. It says, for which one of you intending to build a tower, sitting not down first and count at the cost, whether we have sufficient to finish it? Yeah, and this is anything. Before they build any type of development, they sit down, go over the budgeting plans, and then, you know, they have the architecture in there. They draw up the blueprint. And if they got the money, then they go into building. Okay, and that means they counted the cost. A lot of times, Jake don't count the cost until it's too late. Oh, shit. You know, you find yourself making decisions that you wouldn't have made if you was invested in the spirit. You know, like prime example, man, you know, I'm not going to go in the middle of the street when they're shooting out because I can possibly get hit. So therefore, I want to go around the gunfire, the action. I want to go around it. I don't want to be in the midst of it, you know, versus a person that's not in the truth. You expect them to go into the midst of it. So as we come into this thing, we're growing. You got to grow smarter with your decisions, wiser. OK, is it wise for me to have another kid? Is it wise for me to date a woman like this? Is it wise for me to work a job like this that's taking away my times on the weekends from the brothers, or teaching? You know, these things you have to consider, because if not, then you get caught up. Then you have these regrets. You become stressed out. And before you know it, a suicide demon will start fucking with you. And if you give over to the suicide demon, then bam, then what good was your walk? So you don't want to think that way either. But it says here, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish, or what king going to war or to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulted whether he will able with 10,000s to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000, or else while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambush and desire conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. Okay, now when you go into the world, forsake it, right? Because shit, Jake be like, man, I don't want to forsake. I ain't got shit. Like, I'm already sacrificing shit I don't got. Yeah, it could be a hard pill to swallow, but are you really giving up anything that's of value? You know, prioritizing. And that word goes into aposteo, all right? Which means to set apart, to separate oneself, withdraw oneself from anyone, to take leave of, bid farewell, to renounce or forsake. You know, and like I said, we ain't telling you to, or brothers to, throw away their families and lives and all this other shit. No, but you just have to understand what situation works and what doesn't. If it's not working for you, then you have to eliminate it, man. A lot of times we hold on to things because we think that is gonna, help it or kind of work out in the long run. But no, I've learned that once things don't work out, no matter how favorable the situation can be, it usually won't work out because that's not what the Most High intended. All right. One last precept, and I ended. This is Matthew 19, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 27. It says, "Then Peter answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What should we therefore have?" And that was an honest question. He's like, wait a minute, man. We came into this understanding, followed you, believed you the Messiah, lost everything, got beat up. Motherfuckers don't respect us like that. You know what I'm saying? Everything is strict. We don't have fun. These are all the mindset that Jake will have coming into this truth, especially depending on what group you come into. Because if you come into the IUIC, you ain't losing. You ain't forsaking the world. They are worldly. With the UPK and these other groups, yeah, you could still be a nigga, but you come into the likes of the Great Millstone, there's austerity, there's order. You know what I'm saying? Brothers be getting on your ass and you might not like to hear it. There's suspensions. Brothers get kicked out of it. It basically, it comes with a ton of unpleasantries being in a real camp. Okay? Leading the camp, looking out for men, knowing men's motives, man. You got a lot of niggas in this thing, man. A lot of men with fucked up motives, that's posing like they right, but they not right. Motherfucker trying to get over on you. It's just a lot to deal with. So in your mind, you like, what the hell do I want to be a part of something like that for? But this is what we were called for. It says, "And Yahushua said, Verily I say unto you, they which have followed me in the regeneration, which proves reincarnation is real. When the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." Right, so that's the reward. Okay, but some Jake, they can't wait that long. They're like, man, that shit too far off. I need something now. What can you do for me now? Because Jake lacked patience. And, in many ways it's expected because we've been the bottom of the barrel for so goddamn long. Like, we've only had time of prosperity during the time of Solomon, for real. And I mean, in particular captivities, we had higher rankings in certain positions, but overall, we've been nothing but slaves, man. Majority since we've been a nation. And this has been the longest captivity. So, yeah, you can understand Jake's impatience, but, hey, we're that close to the end. So it don't hurt to hold on just a little more. And it says, "And everyone that forsaketh houses, brethren or sisters or fathers or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake should receive 100-fold and should inherit an everlasting life. But many that are first should be last and the last should be first." So, yeah, that's the reward. So, hey, time going to put all things in perspective. And, hey, once this thing is said and done, brothers, you're going to start reaping the benefits of your labors, man. Just stay patient, and whatever is not a benefactor to your life at the moment, then, hey, cut it off, man. Okay? I think that's Matthew 7, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or 18, one of them. I get it mixed up. But regardless of it, you got to cut the things off that don't belong there, trim the fat. But, hey, with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Lord, will you edify until the next.